The total cost of the standard gauge railway line is 447 billion shillings, and Kenya got the bulk of that money from the Chinese government in the form of a loan. Now, in order for the SGR to be said to be moving the economy forward, it needs to be receiving sufficient revenues in order to be able to pay for that loan without putting a big burden on Kenyans. And that is the main challenge of the SGR.
End of this year, which is December, the target is to have 12 trains. With that, we have broken even, and so we can even afford to subsidize, if necessary, the passenger service, because the passenger service will never pay for the train. And so, yes, the focus actually is on freight, because that is what will contribute to GDP.
Celebrating 1 year since it was inaugurated by President Uhuru Kenyatta, the standard gauge railway passenger service, Madaraka Express, currently transports over 4,000 passengers daily. Statistics from Kenya Railways indicate that it has shuttled 1.3 million passengers cumulatively to date, with evident ripple effect.
Before the launch, the hotels in Mombasa were struggling with occupancy. On average, we had like 50% occupancy in Mombasa. Currently, it has gone to almost 90%.
Like every business, the SGR service has had its own teething challenges to overcome, ranging from ticketing wars to vandalism along the line.
Passengers could only buy tickets from the terminus. Now you're able to buy it from the comfort of your phone, even if it's not a smartphone. Star 639 hash, and you're able to access the web and you're able to know whether there are tickets or not.
The cargo service of the SGR, which is the project's moneymaker, has raised some friction among the main players involved. That is Kenya Railways, the Kenya Ports Authority, and traders in the import and export business. A full SGR cargo train hauls 108 20-foot equivalent units or TEUs per trip, with over 25,000 units having been ferried so far.
We would urge the government at the same time to respect the fact that there has to be a willing seller, willing buyer scenario insofar as usage of the railway services. We have enough business for both the road and the railways.
We have as of now 28 million tons of cargo coming to Mombasa. And to ferry that kind of cargo, we require 36 trains every day, which is not possible. So our ultimate target is to have 18 trains, which will be by December next year.
The government was forcing us to allow our containers to be transported to Nairobi, ICD. And that is why there have been a lot of problems which have been experienced both in Mombasa Port and ICD Embakasi, Nairobi.
For the SGR to have long-term benefits for Kenya's economy, it needs to eventually run from Mombasa all the way to Malaba. The first phase of the project, which was 609 kilometers long from Mombasa to Nairobi, has now been operational for the last 1 year. The next phase of the project, the western phase, which will run from Nairobi all the way to Malaba, will involve much more difficult terrain, including running through the Rift Valley, which means that ultimately it will be much more expensive.
That is what will connect us with Uganda, Rwanda, and the other countries.
Alex Mwangi, NTV.